What's up guys, TKF here. I have another battle for you. This was an OU match I had against BetterEdThanSmeg, and it was actually a really fun match. For those of you guys who don't know, BetterEdThanSmeg is a great friend of mine, and I just want to take a quick to basically look at the team. So you can see the only thing I'm worried about there is the Scizor, Landorus, possibly the Haxorus, but I'm thinking if I predict right, I'll be able to deal with it well. You know, I've got bulky Zapdos, two Pokemon that are 4 times weak to grass, so I'm going to have to play around that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about quote-unquote predictions as well. So I'm going to lead out with my Swampert here, and he's going to lead out with his Sandslash. Now, I'm thinking this is the typical lead set, you know, with Stealth Rocks and whatnot. So here, he is going to predict my Stealth Rocks and switch out into Tentacruel. However, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam predicting his Stealth Rock. Unfortunately, he does send in his Tentacruel, and I'm pretty walled by this. There's nothing that I can do, so I figure, hey, you know what? I'm just going to get on my rocks right here. Don't really see if there's anything that he can do to me, but turns out he's actually packing the Giga Drain, so yeah. And this is actually my specially defensive Swampert as well, so that really sucks. He is going to get a crit here, and it's going to take me out. And that's really unfortunate, because I believe I'm almost close to max special defense, calm nature as well. But anyway, now I'm going to be able to go into my Zapdos. Now looking at his team, he's going to predict the Thunderbolt, but he's going to predict me to predict the switch and go to the HP Ice. So I'm actually going to predict his switch into his Scizor and go for the Heat Wave. Now, when I say prediction here, I want to use this term very loosely, because that to me wasn't predicting. It was me, process of elimination, okay? T-Bolt's too obvious, he could go into Sandslash, he reckons I'm going to predict that, so the only thing he can go into that's going to take the T-Bolt well, resist the ice, is going to be Scizor, right? So Heat Wave, going to take that thing out straight away. So really nice play right off the bat. So in comes the Tentacruel now. I'm going to switch out to my Porygon. Not sure what he wants to do here, but either way, I kind of feel like I need my Zapdos for his Gyarados. So I'm going to switch out into my Porygon. He does just decide to go for the Ice Beam. Does nothing thanks to my Violite. Going to be able to take that super well. So anyway, now he's going to switch out. I am going to predict the switch. He does have 3 Pokemon on his team weak to Ice, I believe. So I am just going to go straight for the Ice Beam. Fortunately for me, I do catch a Haxorus on the switch in. Kind of an obvious switch since there was nothing he could really do to me. So again, not a prediction. I really want to get you guys out of this habit of predicting. So I'm just going to hit that thing with an Ice Beam. Now I'm going to switch out, predicting the Dragon Dance here, seeing as that's what most sets are. But it actually really scares me. He goes for the Endure, and I was thinking, okay. Now here he's going to obviously go for the Endure again, but I really don't have anything else I could do. I could Roost, but I'm at full HP. And I only have Heat Wave, Hidden Power Ice, or Thunderbolt, so I'm kind of thinking, hey, you know what, we'll just go for the T-Bolt. You know, just in case he wants to switch in something for the HP Ice, I can hit that thing with the T-Bolt, whatever. But he's going to live, he's going to get his Salak Berry boost, which is kind of scary, because Haxorus with, you know, plus speed is quite scary. So he's going to hit me with a Dragon Claw. He does tell me that he is adamant, so an adamant Dragon Claw stab from Haxorus is actually going to do over half, which is really scary. But I'm going to be able to finish this thing off with a Hidden Power Ice. That was still kind of scary. He has done major damage to my Zapdos now. I'm pretty confident I can take a hit from a Gyarados though, seeing as mostly they only carry Waterfall or Earthquake, and I'm pretty sure I can take a Waterfall. So I'm not too worried at this point. So now he's going to go back into his Sandslash. Now I really don't know what he wants to do, but I'm fairly confident I can outspeed unless it's Scarfed, which will be quite rare. So I'm just going to stay and hit this thing with a HP Ice. I'm going to do a really nice amount of damage to it. And here he goes for the Stone Edge, and I just watched his side of the battle. And it actually turns out he's Choice Banded, so yeah, that Stone Edge is definitely overkill right there, which is kind of scary, man. Nobody wants to take that, and that was my thing, you know. I don't want anybody switching into that. So now I'm going to go into Azelf. I know, looking at his team, he has absolutely nothing that wants to take a Stab Psychic, so I'm just going to hit him with that. It does take him out, of course, seeing as it has pretty mediocre special defense compared to its defense. So anyway, in comes the Gyarados now. Now, I could stay in and go for the T-Bolt, but if he Dragon Dances, he will be able to outspeed me, so I'm just going to go for the U-turn here, and I'm going to U-turn that into my Gastro. 2 reasons. A, because if he sets up, I can take any of his hits with Storm Drain, you know, and I know, the second reason, I know I can take a +1 Earthquake and be able to get off a Toxic on him, and then proceed to stall him out with my other pokes. However, he just decides to go for a Hydro Pump. After watching his side of the battle, I know this thing is now Choice Specs, which is really nice. And here, I'm just going to obviously make the obvious play. I know he's going to want to switch into his Tentacruel to take any hit that I want to go for. So I'm just going to go for that Earth Power. It's going to hit it super effectively. I'm at +1 special attack, and that does a really good amount to his Tentacruel. Again, guys, I'm not predicting here. I'm just thinking what obvious moves would be. So now I'm going to want to switch because I know he has a Giga Drain. At this point, he is on the back foot of the battle. He's definitely going to have to play it straightforward, so I know he's going to go for the Giga Drain. Going to want to switch into my Porygon 2 here. I know I'm going to be able to take that super well. It's not stab. You know, I have the Eviolite plus 50% special defense. You know, going to take that. And on top of that, I get the Trace, which means, you know, I get his Liquid Ooze, which actually do him damage. Now, I actually forgot about that Trace, but, you know, I thought it was quite funny myself. We were laughing this whole battle. So anyway, here he's just going to opt to hit me with his strongest stab move, which does nothing. And I'm actually going to over-predict here now. Here I was making a prediction, okay? Now, the reason why I predicted here was for no reason at all. It was a silly, silly thing to do. There was no reason for him to switch. I just kind of thought it would be a good opportunity for him to go into his Landorus, be immune to the Thunderbolt that was coming his way. And, you know. So anyway, here I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave as not to over-predict now. I could have gone for T-Bolt, but I wanted to go for the T-Wave just to be safe. Now, I know that really doesn't make any sense. I should have just gone for the T-Bolt, but, you know, really and truthfully, I don't know what I was doing there. But anyway, I'm going to get off the recover here, since now I'm going to be able to outspeed him, going to be able to get a lot of my HP back. After lefties is actually going to put me... sorry, I don't have leftovers, what am I talking about? But he's going to get the full power here anyway. If I'd have had leftovers, you know, opposed to a Violet, it'd be at full HP right now, which I'm not. So here I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt. I figure, you know what, he's paralyzed. There's not really much chance of him switching out. And if he does, you know, Porygon's at full HP, I can take a hit from a Landorus. And I get the crit here as well after he gets the full para, which is really unfortunate. And he's going to hit me with an Ice Beam here, maybe hoping for the freeze. Fortunately for him, unfortunately for him, he doesn't get it, which does kind of suck. But, you know, I am getting a little bit hacked right now. So here I just go for the Ice Beam just for the lols, and I don't take it out, which is just unfortunate. He's going to be able to get off another Ice Beam off on me. I'm pretty sure I can still take a hit from Landorus though, depending on what kind of set it is. Most of the substitute Hidden Power Ice set, and I'm not very afraid of that set. So here I'm just going to hit him with the Thunderbolt. If he'd have switched there, I might have been in trouble, but, you know. But did he actually have a Landorus? Because I don't even remember seeing it this match. I really don't. But anyway, here he goes into Marius, which I think is his Landorus. Okay, here it comes. So he's going to go for the Focus Blast and miss, which is so unfortunate. But I'm just going to be able to hit him with a nice beam. It is going to be 4 times super effective, being part flying, part ground, I believe. And that's actually going to be enough to one-shot it, despite Porygon's, I don't want to say pathetic, but, you know, pretty standard mediocre special attack, especially since I have little to no investment. So in comes his last, which is his Gyarados. I believe this is his last at this point. He's going to get the Intimidate off on me. He's going to hit me with a Hydro Pump, and like I said, this is Specs, and it will do a good amount, actually. It's actually, well, you know, it actually does do a good amount. Now I'm going to hit him with a T-Bolt here. This will be 4 times super effective, if I am not mistaken. It will do a lot of damage, and he lives with 7 HP. But I get the power, because, you know, this is turning quite hacksy now, lol. But anyway, now he's powered, I'm going to be able to outspeed, and I'm going to finish him off with an Ice Beam for the lols. So, that was a great game, Ed. I really, really enjoyed that game. And guys, remember, I was not predicting. I was merely making the safest option, okay? If you guys are still confused, I suggest you go and watch a few of Faladran's videos. Basically, I was making the smart play, not predicting. But anyway, great game, Ed. I really enjoyed it, as always. I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, go ahead and leave it a like rating. I really appreciate that. I am feeling better today, guys. I'm still feeling ill, but, you know, my throat is feeling a little bit better as opposed to yesterday. So, walkthrough part will continue again tomorrow. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.